Testing, testing. Let's see how the audio is going. Testing, testing. Let's see how the audio. Okay. Seems that everything's looking fine. Okay. Give me a moment. I'm definitely not a professional streamer, but wait a second. Just my apologies. Give me a moment. I'll be. I I have to take care of something, so bear with me. Be there in a moment. Okay. Okay, this should be. That should do it. Okay. Hello, everyone. It's been a. I don't know. I can't actually remember when I last streamed. That was the last part of the 3.6 event, the Parade of Providence. That was such a good event. Oh yeah, well, I forgot to. I'm Shadow Meowth. Welcome to the stream. If you're watching and live, and if you're not watching live, then welcome to the VOD. And if you hear something in the background, that would be my cats. So yeah, I actually wanted to. I was a bit unsure as to how to tackle the lore that I had been noting down throughout this whole patch. I know I still have Baiju's quest to do, story quests to do, and I will be streaming that. That's why I haven't touched it yet, but I will do it, and likely I will learn more stuff than if I had. But yeah, I'm still saving myself a bit for that. But I wanted to talk the event and some other events there's been and I've been doing. And I don't really have the time for, editing video besides my almost non-existent editing skills. So I decided to just, talk about anything I need, on a stream as I play my dailies and burn resin and stuff. So and I wanted to do it as of today because I'm going to be likely busy tomorrow, and Monday is, I think Monday is when the event stuff in the parade Providence is going to end, and I'm not going to have the chance to explain some things like on the spot, you know. So like with the images and stuff. So yeah, that's because there's some stuff that's, you know, visual, and I need to have the material. So yeah, so there's that. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. I maybe I will have to, for some stuff, maybe I will have to uh, pull up some video or make some video recommendations. I prefer to make video recommendations as to not, you know, as to give credit to the original author and reference the material. I know it can be a bit of a fuss if you haven't watched the video, if you have to look for it, and instead of me pulling it up. But I respect other content creators that have been longer at it than me, you know. So yeah, I will probably be referencing stuff and I will likely direct you to the contact to the content creator in question. So yeah. So let's get this, and let's see what we have today. Oh, again, this one again. Okay. So for novelty, and because I know that if I do if I'm, you know, I know it's kind of, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love playing, I love Al-Haytham's gameplay, but I'm working on, that's my cat, sorry. I'm working on getting used. That's probably the live stream. Oh, that reminds me, I haven't redeemed the Primogenies. I will do it later. Oh, the overflowing mastery. That's going to be great. So what I was saying. Yes, I was saying. My apologies. So I'm going to run this. I'm going to run today with a moment. With my Bloom team. So I'm because I want to get used to this team. It's still not as built as I would like. I have to work on, you know, not just upgrading Kave's artifacts, but also Nilu and Baiju, and I have to, you know, ascend them to the final phase and all that stuff. And it's going to take. I mean, I still have to level Kabe up to level 90, and I have Nilu and Baiju to ascend, so it's going to take me a while. But I want to. But for the time being, the team works really, really well, considering that they're not as built as I would like them to be, or as built as my, you know, my spread aggravate team is built. But I'm really enjoying. And also, I mean, it has problem with, you know, the bane of your existence being cryo shields, because none of these guys have something effective against cryo. And I actually have problems regarding cryo in general, because, well, I don't really have a good pyro character. So yeah, that's a thing. But anyways, so I'm kind of that's my only issue. But otherwise, this team runs really well, and it's fairly. I mean, it takes more time because it's not like, you know, straight up murder like Will Haytham, you know, but it's a different sort of. Yeah, it's a different sort of vibe. That's you have to, and I'm getting used to managing, you know, energy and stuff to get the burst window for Kave to unleash the full architect potential, you know. And I'm actually really enjoying this team. So yeah, we're going to go today with today, and I don't know if Baishu's story quest as well, but we're going to lead with Kave and the and the Bloom team today. By the way, I've been seeing a lot of complaints about Baiju, and I don't really get it because yeah, he may not do a lot of damage, but Baiju is great. It's I mean he's a healer. That's 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 his thing. Yeah, that's what he's supposed to do, and he heals perfectly fine. Like
A bitter pill to swallow.
you know, I actually don't know exactly how much. I mean, I mean, I know he probably can heal much more than he heals right now because I haven't got him properly built yet. But he's healing solid 3k HP for each one of his of his E attacks, you know. So I don't. I haven't been having any trouble with Baiju myself, and his energy recharge is really great for Kave because Kave's burst requires quite a bit. I actually have to build him more in energy recharge the moment I can. I find a good artifact for him. So, like, this is the best artifact I have for him right now. That's actually, I actually pulled this one while I was farming for Shinobu, and I got this one. I got Dendro damage bonus, and I was like, curse my life. This would be great for Alhaitham if it was Gilded Dreams. And then I was fortunate enough to get late this one for Alhaitham, and I was like, okay, I guess the Flower of Paradise one is going to be for Kave. So, so yeah, and I'm not sure if I can finally enhance it. Maybe I can. So yeah, I've got I think I mentioned this somewhere. Yeah, an Elemental D. Okay. Yeah, Elemental Mastery. Yes, excellent. I've been chasing after the upgrade to Elemental Mastery, and I was like, please, 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 but now I got it. That's great. I've been blessed. Streaming luck. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. I know. Anyway, like I was saying, I have some thoughts that I had a bit of an epiphany in regards to the artifact sets and the Sands of Eon, Goblet of Unothem, Circle of Logos. The Flower Life, Plume of Death, and I was thinking about all of this, and I was thinking and I was kind of, this was the other day. I was like browsing which artifacts I have for Kavu, and I was like, my mind was going like on theories and other theory crafters that have touched upon what the artifacts may symbolize. And I had kind of an epiphany in regards to I'm quite invested in regards to the lore of Genshin and how it reflects on the dynamic and themes between Alhaitham and Kabe being the mirrors of me, not from a shipping standard. I don't like that, and I don't like this interpretation. So yeah, I think when it comes to considering the fandom state, I think it bears clarification in regards of my stance, because no, don't count me into that part of the fandom. I'm approaching this from an entirely lore diving approach, and as I was saying, I lost my place. So the thing is, these two is basically, as in the character stories, they are stated to kind of represent the twin opposite sides of the mirror, right? and mirror being a theme. I will likely go about that in another moment. But sorry, so in the terms of the world as a whole in being the extremes, and I think I mentioned something about I don't know if I mentioned it on the stream or anything about them being the extremes, and Nahida, the god of wisdom, being like, the Nahida being ah, the middle ground and the true incarnation of wisdom that one would derive from combining realism and truth, and idealism and emotions. Objectiveness versus subjectiveness, all the whole shebang. So I was thinking on that, and I kind of realized that the artifacts name, or what they represent, lower life, death, and that's time and space, and logos, which is basically this. I mean, the word logos can be. It has not just the meaning of logic, but also order. So yeah, that's the thing. So I realized that there's a lot of things that you can derive from Al-Haytham and Kabe themes. I mean, the themes they like represent and embody in terms of the artifacts. Wow, I'm not. I haven't even started to play today, and I already gone into a whole rambling about stuff that I'm still polishing. So apologies for that. If you've been watching my streams, you know that I have a tendency to ramble. So yeah, basically I was talking about artifacts, and then I went into a whole thing. Yeah. So as for Nilu, I got this one, but it's basically for hydro damage bonus because I don't. That's basically my substitute, but I got the hydro damage bonus, and I was like, yeah, maybe. But even though I'm using her as not as main DPS, she's basically Bloom support. But still, I hate defense. But anyways, I'm going full HP for her. I think I read. I'm not an expert, but I think I read that's basically her best build when you're going for Bloom. As for Baiju, he's basically not level, as you can see, except for the plume. The plume is basically for the elemental mastery, actually. This one I formerly had in Al-Haytham. I'm still thinking about this, but basically, I'm going for Deepwood Memories for support, for Cav support, and sometimes when Cav is still recharging the burst, Baiju is great for triggering Bloom, since his catalyst normal attacks are Dendro damage, so that's and apply Dendro, so that's actually great. And Yalan, I actually had her built before, more or less. I have to still work on that, and that's emblem for energy recharge, since I'm using her for extra hydro application. And yeah, that's basically how it goes. I formerly had considered Kokomi for this team, but I don't really need it because Baiju heals like a crazy, crazy man, and Kabe also self heals, so I don't really need Kokomi. Only if I wanted to make this team truly immortal. But I prefer Jelan's hydro application, even though it relies on her burst. So yeah. Well, and and yeah, and that. So basically, that's how it is. I don't really have any great weapons for any of them, except for the male flower, which is from the Windbloom event, which is, I think it's like the best one for Kabe if you're running Bloom with him. I mean, with Nilu. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, actually, the only 5-star aside from the Lost Prayer to the Sacred Winds, my only which is kind of the standard banner thing, and I know for Nahida maybe best, but she's a good sub DPS, so I don't. I mean, I don't dislike this one on her, But my only the only 5-star weapon I actually went was for all hit. So so yeah, that's my only exception, in which I was willing to pull, not just for Al Haytham, but also the weapons, and yeah, and now 3.7 has been announced, and Phase 2 is going to feature Al Haytham, so C3, I'm going for you, and hopefully C4. But I'm aiming for this one. It is going to be great because it's the talent increase, and this one would be fine as well. And for these two, likely going to have to wait for his second rerun, but depends on how it's going. But I'm certainly going to go aiming for C3. As for Baiju, I have to say that I was pulling for Kabe. I'm still fighting for getting his damn C6. But in the effort, I got I got Baiju's unwilling C1. I'm not complaining because that's actually really helpful. But it was like, okay, see, I did not intend to pull for any 5-star characters for now, except for Al-Haytham to get the constellations. But then I got a extra Baiju while chasing after C6 cabin, which, by the way, I still haven't gotten. So I am to understand that it's not so, it's not so. I mean that the real deal for Cabe uh, the real deal for Cabe is C4, but I wouldn't be saying no to C6. So I think it's like a basically an extra thing, but the real deal is C4, and that I already have. So I won't really be lamenting my bad luck if I don't get C6 now, but I'm still chasing after that. So yeah. So that's current status. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, so yeah. So let's head over whatever we have to do, and then meanwhile I'm going to go. I don't want to go to Dragon Spine. Okay. So what I was saying, yeah. So I will be talking about lore in regards to the events. I have been doing the parry quests, and I'm still kind of musing on stuff in regards to them. I have to finish the quest yet because I'm right now at the 4 thing, and I assume it's already unlocked. But I took my sweet time completing the world quest, so yeah. So what I wanted to go over, like I said, the Baiju's request, I'm going to stream on another time. And what I wanted to talk about was um, uh, this. But I will talk about this a bit later. But because this thing, I think I mentioned during one of the other streams, but I spent after the first impression, I was like, this gives room for some thought. But then I've been musing on that further, and doing my connection thing, and I was like, yeah, this kind of makes sense. So I will be talking about this on later, once we've dealt with the ah, with the dailies. And it's a good thing because I wanted to also talk about this thing. But yeah, and I'm kind of building hype, if you want to call it, for later.
Where's my...
I love I love the poor cab and the key. It's kind of cute in the sense of I'm not really sure if they not again. I think his voice actor Ben Balmaceda. Uh, Depends on if you want to pronounce it in English or Spanish. Anyway, his voice actor mentioned on the stream that he added that I think that the original Chinese or I think in Japanese he doesn't mention the key, but like Ben did it like if not, if it was going to be a bit um, ambiguous as of what Cav is actually searching for, and I agree. That's a great that's a great not to have him mention the stolen key, and yeah, and it's like I'm not really sure if he's like did I lose my key again, or if he's like, oh fuck, Hatham bastard, the bastard took my key again. It's like I mean it could be both, honestly it could be both. And it's so amusing, it's so great. So yeah, okay, I've got this guy's stolen key like 2 days in a row, and it's like ugh. Okay. So, I hate when I have to. If you're wondering why I'm doing this using the manual command, is because my the middle button in my mouse is kind of not exactly broken, but almost. So yeah, I have to do this manually, and it's marvelous and fantastic, and yeah. And I hate that's one of the reasons I don't really like this daily quest. But okay, I'm actually blind. Okay, let's see. Okay, so oh, okay, good for me. Come on, Kabe. I will have to. I mean, I actually enjoy a lot Kabe's gameplay. Like you kind of with. I mean, he's a 4-star, and kind of, I actually uh, heard people saying he's like some sort of 4-star. I hate him, and it's like I'm not really that sure because well, he's Claymore for the starters, and I love the animations, by the way. Helicopter, helicopter. I had to do it. Sorry. I had to. So he's Claymore, so the attacks are slower. Again, I mean, I guess kind of a given. Like, Haytham is like a murder machine. He is because not just the speed of the lighter sword, but also the chisel light mirror project. I can't spell today. Sorry, the chisel light mirror projections. There, attacks. That's actually extra dendro damage. So that's a complete massacre. And and Kade works different since he relies on exploding dendro cores.
Sight clear.
You know, and it's different. I mean, it's quite different in terms of dendro reactions. And this is not lore, right? But I'm from my ignorance in terms of gameplay and meta, exploding. I mean, in terms of dendro reactions, not the same. Going for quick and spread aggravate, and bloom. Bloom requires it's like the positioning, because I mean with Nilu you kind of forget a bit about that since the bloom course explode immediately. But bloom is about more stationary positioning, knowing dominating the field and knowing where you're placing or where did you try to place the bloom cores or drawing the enemies to the cores. Whereas spread acrobat is basically a matter of how fast you can shred the enemy to pieces, at least with Alhaitham. So yeah, it's complete different. It's a complete different gameplay. The only thing in common that Alhaitham and Kabe have in terms of gameplay is that they're both, well, Kabe less so because Kabe can self heal with the Dendrocore explosions, but they're both selfish DPSs that rely on Dendro Infusion. It's just that for Kabe, basically, the Dendro Infusion relies on the burst, and Haytham can basically Dendro Infusion have the Dendro Infusion with his elemental. And yeah, I mean, it can be tricky if you in C0 Haytham because the cooldown is long as hell. But like, if you have if you have C1, I mean, I have him C2, that actually really helps in terms of not relying on his burst to get the chisel light mirrors. Even though, I mean, I myself use the burst when I need an extra oomph for when I'm going full DPS with Alhaitham. But I don't actually need it on the daily. I mean, on the on field exploration, really. So I don't actually need. I mean, I do have the Hyperbloom theme. The Hyperbloom team. But besides, I'm still working on Shinobu and stuff. I don't really need Hyperbloom for for Alhaitham to do his job. Really, I mean, sometimes I prefer to have just Zhongli pull out the shield and and not worry about whatever the enemy tries. So let's see. I'm going to start this thing the way I usually do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Mind the side effects.
The doctor will see.
There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there you go. Yeah, that was smooth. So that's this is going to be the problem here. The other problem here is these guys. Because I really don't have any pyro character, so it's going to be the complicated thing. Ah, he's there. Okay.
Mind the side effects.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Boom. I mean, it's not bad damage. I know people usually have like better numbers, but I don't care because I don't play meta. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Nah, I kind of rely on.
Quietly now.
Actually, to kill these guys, I usually rely on Yelan. Because I don't really have anything that can... well, and when they're distracted, of course. Go, Kabe! There you go. That's it. You have to kind of bait them with... I really hate the Dendro shields because I don't have any good pyro characters, as I was mentioning before. As of Y cryo shields are my bane. Like my only character. Sorry. A moment. The only pyro character. I mean, I do have the look, but he's not built enough. I'm not used to play him. I'm not used to. First, I'm not used to him, and second, I don't really like claymores except for Kabe. I mean, because Kabe's claymore play is not the usual. I mean, I like Eula's, of course, but that's. She's actually fast, relatively fast when the claymore, but I actually need to put her in a better team. So my only really good pyro character level up is Janfei. And I mean, she's a 4-star, but I don't really I mean, I don't really. I have her C6, but I have to. I'm not sure which artifact set is best for her. I have the Wanderer's Troop just because, yeah, you know, and I will have to really work on Yanfei to make her a. I mean, I actually run Yanfei a good while when I was still. Well, I think it was before I got a Yato. Because with Fischl, I relied a lot in my kind of relatively early days of Genshin on overload. So the overload reaction was kind of the good thing with Fischl and Yanfei. But now I don't really have anything that goes well with Pyro. So it's like maybe I do, but I haven't leveled up. So yeah. Oh. I said I was going to talk to. I was going to talk lore, and all I'm talking is about meta. I don't really have idea, and I don't care of. Sorry, I don't care about. Because honestly, I don't really care about meta. I just want to. It's kind of like in Pokemon, you know. I know how to build competitive teams, but I do that my own way and my own taste. I don't really pay attention to meta stuff. I build things the way I want, the way I like, and the way it works. And it may not be the best team ever or the best composition ever, but I don't care. Okay. Let's get disposers. Okay. Hello. It took me a while to get used to how Yelan's E works.
Positions.
Even absurd as it may sound, but yeah, I'm
Bitter pill
stupid.
to swallow.
Okay.
Scanning.
Yeah. So here's the thing. With Kave, if you manage to, he's absolutely great with Nilu. At first I remember people saying like, if Nilu makes Dendrocores explode immediately, what's the point of having Kave? Well, the point of having Kave is that he actually, if Nilu buffs Bloom damage, Kave even buffs them even more so. So, and with the male flower, the elemental mastery reaction is increased. So if you get a good positioning, the bloom explosion is. I mean, I know I could get even crazier numbers, but I'm happy with what I got. So yeah, that was the point. So that was the third. So yeah. Please don't be a cry of Fatui. Please don't be a cry of Fatui. Please don't be a cry of Fatui.
Feels like the wind's creeping in from the back of my shirt. And also the front.
I love that line. I mean, I think his voice actor also mentioned that line was one of his favorites, and I completely understand why. It's so great. It's also hilariously different from Alhaitham being like, "It's getting cold," you say? I feel fine. So, oh, okay. So these guys want
Mind the side
to throw hands. Okay, throw hands. It is. Go on.
Come at me.
Okay, there we go.
Right there.
So,
Bitter pill to swallow.
yeah, okay, that was not the best thing. I mean, we're going to have to do this the brute way. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
Busted. The doctor will see.
Let's end this quickly.
Okay, I don't really want to spend
Mind the side effects.
Cabba's burst on this guy. Okay,
With all my strength.
so if I chant the numbers, fuck life. Okay, let's do this. No, Yelan, sorry.
Game's
There
up.
you go.
Fun's over.
Taking a turn for the better.
All eyes on me.
Feast your eyes!
There you go. I'm going to do this the brute way. Okay. I mean, not bad, all things considered. Okay, Baiju.
Got you a scene.
Need a bit of a heal. There you go. Bloom. There you go. I mean, could have been worse, actually. Huh. It's lagging? Let me see. Seems like the stream's lagging on my end. Give me a moment. Huh. There was a bit of a lag there. Let me check. Moment. Give me a moment. Yeah, there was a bit of a lag peak there. Hopefully nothing important. Or maybe I could just reset the stream if needed. Maybe it's just OBS playing up. So yeah, let's see. I don't really like when it starts lagging this way. Huh. Let me see. Huh. I don't know if it's my internet. Maybe OBS playing up. So I'm going to reset the stream and yeah, I'm going to reset the stream because I don't really like when it starts to lag, and I really don't want stuff to so yeah, because it's kind of playing up stuff, and I don't really want. I don't really know what's wrong with this. Huh. So yeah, I'm going to start again. So